New York, Reuters. The lines of New York area motorists scrambling for gasoline lengthened on Friday, as a third day of panic buying intensified even as pipelines and oil tankers resumed limited shipments. The restoration of power to more than half the 8 million homes and businesses knocked out by Hurricane Sandy offered the best hope for boosting fuel supplies. Still, operations remained constrained across the complex New York Harbor network of storage tanks and pipelines. Two New Jersey refineries were still shut, with reports of severe damage at one. Many service stations lacked the power to accept new fuel, even as tankers began to discharge millions of gallons of gasoline that were stuck offshore 4 days after Sandy smashed into the United States Northeast. As many as 3/4 of the area's filling stations were shut, either because of lack of fuel or a lack of power, by one estimate. New York City cab driver Mohammed Sultan parked his yellow taxi at his station on Coney Island Avenue, Brooklyn at midnight on Thursday so he could be first in line when a rumored fuel shipment arrived at 6 a.m. At 9 a.m., with 180 vehicles behind him, the pumps were still empty. The city's Taxi and Limousine Commission said 24% fewer cabs were on the road Friday morning than at the same time last week. Because of the gas problem, there are thousands of yellow cabs sitting around wasting time and money, Sultan said. The lack of fuel, and of electric power to pump it, had a noticeable impact on morning travel in the dense New York City and New Jersey area. Traffic through the Lincoln Tunnel was down more than 50%, authorities said, despite closure of the Holland Tunnel to the south. Some taxi drivers and frustrated commuters said they chose to stay home rather than search out scarce fuel. Homes and businesses also needed gasoline and diesel to keep generators running. Authorities scrambled to address the issue, but without power for pumps and oil tanks, the supply chain cannot work. Some people compared the lines to those that were seen nationwide during the oil crises in the 1970s. The United States government waived the Jones Act barring foreign-flagged vessels from carrying fuel between the United States ports in a bid to boost supplies from the Gulf Coast to the Northeast. Benchmark gasoline futures on the New York Mercantile Exchange, NYMEX, fell 2% on the news. Still, such tankers would not arrive for a week, and could not discharge their cargo without power. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said he would temporarily lift tax and registration requirements on tankers docking on the New York Harbor, which had just reopened to oil vessels. One ship carrying 2 million gallons of gasoline docked overnight in Newburgh, 60 miles north of New York City. The situation is wearing on New Yorkers. Juliana Smith, a full-time student, spent 2.5 hours in line to fill 2 5-gallon containers on Friday, an hour more than Thursday. "It's psychotic," she said. "People are angry. We have no power. No heat. We need gas for the generator in our Ford Explorer, which is a monster." Prices at the pump have remained steady despite the shortages, motorist group AAA said, averaging just below $4 a gallon in New York City, 2 cents lower than last week. But online, Craigslist users started offering gasoline at as much as $15 a gallon to motorists and homeowners who don't want to brave the lines.